This rock right here, this is something that they would sit on, and he just popped it out. Doing a little detecting on the creek today at the spot where I stopped briefly a few days ago and found some beautiful old axe heads and a couple other things, and I decided to come back today. Now today I have my hip waders on instead of my little boots, so I can go a little bit deeper. I'm not quite prepared to go like underwater yet, because the river or the creek is still really cold, so that's going to be another couple weeks. Anyway, so I've already started. I've mostly been finding these bands, which are, these all would go off of a barrel, old wooden barrel. You can see how they got a little bit of taper to it. But I did just find this really cool old axe head. Yeah, so I think that's pretty neat. That's the third nice one I found in here, so I thought I'd go ahead and make a video. Now this is the first one today, but I'm going to tell you why I'm here. I know a lot of guys are saying, just a bunch of junk, but I have been to home sites like this on this very creek and found cannonballs, at least at a couple of them, and bayonets and stuff too at others. So I'm very hopeful we'll at least get a cannonball. If this house was here during the Civil War, there's a good chance we'll get could be a cannonball or a musket or some bayonets. It would not surprise me one bit. That's why I'm here. Of course, I'm looking for belt buckles too, but we can only go about knee deep today, but we'll come back. Now that's a typical type of band that you would see on a big round piece of wood, like off of a wagon or something, that would hold the end together from splitting. You see it's got that taper. All right, I'm gonna put you away for just a minute, and we'll keep going along right here. Here's a big old piece of cooking kettle. That's an old one. That's a big old kettle they would have put over an open fire, like in a fireplace. So I like it. I'll throw this up on the bank here. Oh, I found this too. I found this the other day, but I forgot to pick it up. This is a giant, I guess it's a lock off of a, I don't know if that's I don't know. This is a nice spike. I know a lot of you guys don't like iron, but to me that is a beautiful piece of American history. That's a hand forged, well, I guess it's not just a spike. It seems beaten on pretty hard right there. I suspect it might be possibly to split stone. I'm not 100% on that, but it doesn't look like something to hold beams together. It's very sweet. Gonna pitch it up on a bank. Oy. We'll get on the way back through. Here's a big old shovel I just found. It's an old one. You can see how that's attached there and here. I don't really see any evidence of, usually the really old ones, you can see where there's a different forged piece that comes down here that's riveted. So I don't think this is Civil War era, 1861, 1865. I think it's probably after that, but yeah, neat little find. I'll put it on the bank and get it on our way back. So far I think we're doing pretty good, at least with the iron. I got one good squeaker that was out just a little bit too far for me to get without getting wet. Maybe at the end of the day I'll strip down and go in the water, or just go in the water and get wet. Probably not, because I got a long boat ride. I'll come back when it warms up a little bit. Let's get back at it. Is that human? Looky. What we have here is a bone. That is a deer bone, 100%. Boy, isn't that weird looking there? That joint is so freaking weird looking. But yeah, that's just an old deer that ended up in the river and dissolved. Well, there's nothing like a half a horseshoe and a piece of cooking pot. So, all right, we're going to keep going. We're going to get something good before the day's over. Now the horseshoe, you can tell I'm getting down to some of the smaller stuff now, but it's still a beauty. Well, at least we got something. Oh, this is kind of neat. This is a brass doorknob. Yeah, I mean, that was a beautiful signal. It could be, I mean, that could be like a belt buckle. That's a belt buckle size signal right there. But that's just a beautiful knob of some sort. I guess it goes on the door. Might have gone to that plate that we found earlier. That's sweet, man. Look at that. It's pretty, isn't it? I like bright and shinies too, don't get me wrong. I should take that home and eat it. That actually, or this actually, is a duck egg. I guess a little duck was sitting on this rock and just popped it out. This rock right here. This is something that they would sit on, and he just popped it out. I'm gonna leave this up on the rock. Maybe, broke it open. Looky, maybe a raccoon will come by tonight and get it. Oh, there's something in it. Is that thing moving? Maybe a raccoon will lap that up tonight. Yes, he can thank me later. Here's a little chain. This is probably, if I would guess, a chain off an animal trap, probably like a muskrat trap. I would try to dig it together. I can't put you under, but I'll show you the signal when I see it. I have to move a bunch of rocks and stuff. There's a lot of rocks, I guess, in here. But it's pretty big, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. Oh no, piece of tin. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I found some of this before. This is like the lid off of some type of little barrel, I guess. Not the best of finds. It almost looks like a seat, doesn't it? Probably not though. Nice big iron signal right here. My magnet stuck to it, but it's buried too much for me to pull out. And just a lot of barbed wire in here too. Let me go ahead and just we'll dig this together. Hopefully you can see it. Something big and heavy. A lot of rocks here, so we gotta dig through the rocks. You know, oh no, I think it's a can. I think it's probably a piece of a wagon hub, if I had to guess. Yeah, that's what it is. I can feel it. Or a spindle off of a wagon. Oh, nope. Dang, what's that thing? Oh, no. That is some type of weird, boy, I don't know what that is. Do you? Isn't that weird? Got a hole here like it had a handle in it, but I have never seen anything like this before. If you guys have any clue what that might be, let me know. Man, that's bizarre. Well, this is pretty cool. This is an old lock. That's an oldie right there. You see the fly on it? It's called a fly. That's made out of brass. Probably will have some writing on it. That's a beauty. And guess what? That was an exact same hole that last weird thing that I just found was in. Yeah, I'll have to look around a little bit closer here. That's my best find of the day so far. I mean, that's just a beauty. And yes, it was an iron signal. I love it. Well, this, my friends, is, well, I don't know if I'm going to comment too much on this one. I think it goes this way. Boy, yeah. Alrighty then. We'll just pitch that over in the bank and pick it up when we come back. There you go. I'm sorry, you know how I am. Let's get back to work. What the heck is that? Some type of weird bone. I hope it's not human. I don't know what it is. Oh no. This is a deer, a doe, a female deer. Look at all the bugs in there. Yeah, I was just looking at these two holes and I didn't recognize it, but if you look at the teeth, you can tell it's a deer tooth because you can see how sharp they are. Really, really sharp and pointy. They're not flat. Now, if they're flat, you could say this would be like a cow or a horse or something like that eats grass, but these aren't primarily grass eaters. They eat bushes, you know, twigs and stuff. That's why they have these sharp things so they can grind them up. I guess I can wear it like a ring. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Kind of strange. And also this thing right here, I mean, almost reminds me of a little tiny horse bit, but could be part of one. But I actually found this just dragging my magnet along the, you know, as I was walking. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's get a bullet at least. One bullet today, that's our goal. And you notice I'm not shooting too high, just one bullet. And I'll be happy. Well, I'm happy already. Beautiful day to be on the river. Just to give you guys an idea of the amount of iron that's in here. These are all square nails, and if you listen to the detector, all those grunts are pieces of iron. And I'm just basically trying to listen for the squeaks or the bigger iron. I imagine there's tons of stuff underneath that, but I'll have to dig around with our magnet and get some more of those out of there. See all these like bare sticks, little sticks, and they're going up all the way up through here. What this is where beaver has gone up on the bank there and cut down some little trees, and they stripped the bark off of the branches and ate it, because of course they eat bark. They don't eat trees, they eat the bark off the branches. So anytime you see that, you know there's beaver around. And my advice to you, if you see that, is to watch your butt. I got bit in the butt by a beaver. Here's a nice little piece of china. That blue feather edge, we call it. Nice old stuff. That's a weird little piece. I don't know, you know, some of you guys might recognize it. I don't think that's probably, you know, Civil War era, being the 1860s. Looks kind of later than that. Probably off of some type of equipment or an engine or something. Halfway decent signal there, and we hadn't dug it. And this is kind of interesting. I don't know what that thing is. It's kind of roundish, but it also looks like it's zinc. I think this is iron right here, so I think it's like all a conglomerate. I'm gonna take that home. I'll be a little more careful digging that out of there. Looks about the size of a coin, but I'm not so sure. Yeah, let me show you my other find. I really haven't been doing too. I moved to a different spot, and I just dug this a few minutes ago. This looks like some type of strange hatchet head. And this looks a lot different than the normal one you find. I mean, it's got the pole on the end, and I'm sure it's, by pole I mean the little thing comes out for hammer nails probably, or whatever. Yeah, so it's kind of a neat little thing. I'm going to probably bag it at this point. This will be my last find of the day, and if it's a good one, we'll come back here. Maybe. We'll see you on the next one, I hope.
Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're